Hi everyone. Just had a prompting since my last post on the video. I didn't include two of the key points that I was supposed to. So let's just go to, you need to watch the previous video to understand this. Okay, so understand the importance of the significance of Passover. Okay, Passover is the presentation of the Omer, the first bundle of the first fruits, okay, of the barley, and the barley and the wheat. Okay, it's the presentation, and so that basically that Omer gets counted for 50 days up until Pentecost. Okay, so we've been studying lately. Okay, the 144,000. Okay, so we've got this biblical confirmations list we're just starting to build out on. 144,000 are the first fruits presented before the harvest and the first to be redeemed from the earth. They are virgins and spotless. Okay. 2 Thessalonians 2:13, but we ought to give thanks to God for you brothers beloved by the Lord, because God chose you as the first fruits to be saved through sanctification by the Spirit and belief in the truth. Okay, there's other confirmations throughout the Bible as well. We see that the 144,000 in Revelation, it describes them as being the first fruits of the earth, so it confirms who they are. Okay, and so we also see the rewards for the Church of Philadelphia. If you look up Revelation 1, okay, I believe that they're one in the same. Also, we've studied recently measuring the temple. You measure the sanctuary and you measure the Holy of Holies, and it's 144,000. Okay, so I believe that they're tied to the sanctuary. They're the priests, okay, or they're the anointed priests, and so they're tied to the sanctuary in some way or another, which we're still working on. Okay, so think about that. Then you also have so that's just Passover alone, on top of everything else when Christ died, and also Passover represents the preparation for a wedding as well in the Jewish tradition. Then you've got Pentecost, okay, Shavuot, okay, and Pentecost is the feast of the harvest. Okay, so in Exodus 23:16, you shall keep the feast of harvest of the first fruits of your labor, of what you sow in the field. You shall keep the feast of ingathering at the end of the year, when you gather in from the field the fruit of your labor. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, there's this correlation between the offering, okay, so presenting the first fruits. We see the 144,000 standing on Mount Zion. Okay, they're standing there, they're being presented, okay, before God, because Jesus has actually brought them, okay, and what he's done, he's brought them either in the spirit or physically, and he's brought them to present them as the first fruits of the harvest, okay, and when you're presenting the first fruits, the priest would wave it in the temple before God, okay, and he would bless the harvest. Okay, so it's like presenting them. It's like, here they are. Here are your first fruits. Okay, but we also see in the temple, in one of our other studies, that the Lord reserves a portion. So all the Levites, they receive a portion. Okay, they receive a portion in the temple. So they receive the first fruits of the land. Okay, after they bless the harvest, the Levites have them as their food. Okay, because they're to remain holy. The priests, they're to remain holy and work in the temple. They even sleep in the temple. Okay, like they're sleeping there as well. They have cities where they live, but yeah, as I've been investigating, they literally like take their garments, their holy garments off, and they sleep on top of their unholy garments on the floor in the temple. So they're there all the time, and then they have night watches as well. And so yeah, it's very much like, honestly, like the more you dive into it, the more you realize it's like literally run like a military operation in precision. It's amazing. So Pentecost, this time, okay, between Passover and Pentecost, I believe like this time, if there's ever a first fruits 144,000 time, this is the time of year. Okay, 100%. This will be the time that they will be gathered, if they were going to be gathered. Okay, and if we go past this, then it will be the following year, or it would be, because nothing else fits, right? There's no reason why you present the first fruits of the harvest, or the first fruits redeemed from the earth, who are the ones who are going to, I believe, are going to be redeemed from the earth first, the ones who who've with great zeal keep God's commandments. Okay, the ones that will follow him wherever he goes. I believe that they're probably the same group that back out with him, okay, on the horses, because when he comes back, when he returns, it says he's with his group of tens of thousands, not millions, okay, tens of thousands. Okay, so take that into account. I felt the need heavily to make this point, because I didn't want to just have people think it was all about the MOB, but there's so much like in these time periods. Okay, so you could say that we're literally watching, like absolutely watching, like from any time now all the way through to the end of the year, because after this then you've got the 7th month, which is all the feasts and everything. So honestly, like 2024 is jam-packed with anticipation. I call it the year of the mouth guard on the channel, where you're going to bite down hard. Yeah, guys, like honestly, like this to me is fitting really quite nicely at the moment. Looking quite nice. Also, to the study I've been led to, just quickly show anyone new to this, is the study of the blood moons. Okay, and all the blood moons have taught me. And there's been another brother's work I've followed who was also led to, he broke the kind of 30-day revelation, which led me to studying it, how the difference in the Gregorian calendar and the Torah calendar. Let me just bring this up, it's just loading. And so I studied heavily the blood moons. Like I spent a ridiculous amount of time studying it. Let me just find, and I made this calendar system. And what it does is it maps all the way from 2013, how the calendar, God's calendar, follows these day counts on the Hebrew calendar from year to year, and it counts blood moon to eclipse, then blood moon. And what it does, it switches to full moons for a period of time, okay, away from blood moons, and then it goes back to blood moons. And there's only one way to count these days in here. It's based on the Hebrew understanding of the Hebrew calendar. There's rules around it. Once you know the rules, you can count it. Okay, and then we end up, so from 2017 to 2023, there's like this 6-year period. Okay, I believe that the seals actually started on the 23rd of September 2017, when we had that Revelation 12 sign. I believe that was the starting point of the seals. Okay, and then we get to 2024, we get to 2023, and we were 30 days. There were 30 days difference between the Gregorian and the Hebrew calendar, and then for 2024 they're perfectly in sync. Okay, I mean perfectly. So even Passover falls directly on the blood moon. Okay, and then we have these other events. Even Feast of Tabernacles falls on the blood moon. All right, so 2024 is dead set ready and hot for something going on. Okay, something. We've been watching it closely. So this calendar, it was a way of understanding how to carry all the different days and how you get those 30 days from all the way back here and scoop them up and bring them here. It's an absolute. It looks like a mess, but it's a masterpiece. So. Praise God for, this as well, this understanding. So I'll leave you with it, guys. But 2024, I would literally be sleeping with one eye open every day. All right. God bless. Maranatha.